Hey guys, what is going on? Yes, school is out, not for summer but for winter there. I got a day off of school today, so I'm happy about that, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a video because I've got the day off. Really happy to get the day off, I really am. Oh my god, I have too much work to do, so I'm happy I've got my day off. So, basically this video is going to be about 7 things, in my opinion, which need to happen in 2013. They really do range, and these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, guys. So, as well, I mean, you can share down below in that comment section, your thoughts, your ways to improve the WWE, things what you want to see in the WWE in 2013. It'd be much appreciated, and, I'll get back to you as well. So, let's get to my first point, shall we? Right, let's take a look what we're pushing in WWE this month. Okay, so we've got 4 episodes of Raw, which will last 3 hours each. We've got 4 episodes of SmackDown, which will last 2 hours each. We have 4 episodes of Superstars, which will last 1 hour. And we also have that Saturday morning slam, which I won't bother with that. And we also have 4 episodes of Main Event, which will last 1 hour each. And we also have, to end the month, a pay-per-view, which will last 3 hours for the show. And I think that is too much, WWE. I think it's way too much. Right, so first off, I believe Raw needs to go back to 2 hours, because it's at 3 hours, it is too much. It is way too much. Okay, I get it if it was this must-see TV, but it's not right now. And I don't want to spend 3 hours watching something which I don't enjoy. Because, quite frankly, I've not been enjoying Raw as of late. It just sucks. It really does. A lot of people agree with me on that. I know that from the YWC and all these videos. I know that. I watch them and I understand that. I really do. And I also feel that they're creating too many shows. They're just bombarding you with it. They're just bombarding with you it. And I would understand if it was really good wrestling show. It's a really good wrestling show, but it's not at the moment, and it's just bad. So it needs to go back to 2 hours, and I think in my opinion, I think they should limit down on these shows, take away Saturday Morning Slam, because I haven't watched it, but I've heard some bad things about it. I get they want to do these shows to show off their other roster, but can't they do that with Raw or SmackDown? I just feel like it is too much to watch, and especially because the main audience is adults, believe it or not. Yes, adults. And they have jobs. I have a job as well. And you can't spend all that time watching wrestling and doing all your other things because you've got too much stuff to do. And watching all of that time on WWE, it's just too much. I also watch Ring of Honor and TNA's. And, 2 hour show for TNA, an hour show for Ring of Honor. It is just too much, WWE, really is. I know it's just their product, they're not in, they're not with TNA or Ring of Honor, not like on a contract or something, like they're working with them. I know they're not that, but WWE needs to go, Raw needs to go back to 2 hours, by the way, and they just need to limit down on all these shows they're doing, because I just feel like it's too much. It's too much for me to watch. It really is. And especially when they show me filler after filler and filler, and they don't use it properly. That's what really annoys me and bugs me. And I just can't take it anymore. I can't take all the stress from all these shows and watching. I'm a 6th form student now, and I have got work to do. I've got work, coursework and all that. And I really want to know what's happening in the wrestling world. I want to watch the products. I really do. But when you're giving me too much, I can't do that. It is impossible for me to do. And I'm sure it's impossible for other people to do as well, because they've got other things to do. Yes, I don't really want to watch Raw and SmackDown and all that at the moment, because it's just complete crap and garbage. That's why I just look at the highlights and sometimes watch certain parts, and why I skip certain parts. Because it's just filler and it doesn't mean anything. They're not progressing onto the future, and it's just boring. That is what it's just too much, in my opinion. And we'll go to my next point, shall we? Vince McMahon, I have come up with a brand new idea, a brand new storyline idea, and I need to share it with you. I really do. Do you remember TNA's idea with this affair, that storyline they put in TNA? Yeah, let's copy that. Let's make Cena and AJ have some kind of affair, and we have Vicky Guerrero involved with that, and she pretends it to make it a scandal, and really, there's nothing really going on. And then AJ goes off with Dolph Ziggler and make it a bit more interesting and a bit unique to make it to be a WWE product. What do you think, Vince? That's right. Get rid of these stupid Hollywood scriptwriters, and bring in some wrestling writers who know what to do. They know what to write about the content which is needed. You know, to further on storylines, make them interesting and all that. The creative team needs to get creative, in my opinion. They have been, you know, taking things from TNA and then putting it to their own product. I know that. You know, people have been ranting about that as well. I just feel like the Hollywood scriptwriters, you know, they shouldn't be writing stuff for WWE. You know, you need professionals to do this. They are professional, but in their own kind. I mean, I actually watched a show called Degrassi. It's one of my favourite shows, actually. I mean, if you got their scriptwriters to write WWE, it just wouldn't work. It really wouldn't work. I'd hate it. I'd really hate it. The two just doesn't go hand in hand. And I just feel like they need to get the proper writers and the proper creative team, you know, to write the stuff. Because right now, I don't believe in the stuff they write. It's boring. Doesn't entertain me. It just needs to be a bit more creative. It needs to be a lot more creative, in my opinion. Bring back people. Bring some people in who know how to write the stuff. I mean, on SmackDown this past week, we had Del Rio pouring water on Big Show, and you have Big Show just walking out, and right there is something I don't believe in. I just don't buy into it. I really don't. You got Big Show, who's a giant. You know, if I was in his shoes, I'd tear the ring apart. I would tear him apart. You know, it's doing nothing to further on anything. Again, you're making a babyface go over on a SmackDown and getting no heel heat on the heel. You know, what is this? You know, they're going to be having a match at Royal Rumble, and you're making the babyface be even more strong than the heel, when it's meant to be the opposite way, so you can get heel heat and then get behind the babyface. That is what should happen. So I want creative team to actually think logically in a wrestling mind, in a wrestling business mind. Bring these in, the wrestling scriptwriters, instead of these Hollywood scriptwriters who don't know anything. They just don't. In a wrestling product. Finally, The Rock has come back to WrestleMania season, where the millions and millions will witness The Rock capturing gold at the Royal Rumble. CM Punk needs to know his role and shut his damn mouth. CM Punk will go one-on-one with the Great One. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock is back now, and he will be facing CM Punk at Royal Rumble, and in my opinion, I believe that Rock needs to win. I don't think it'll do any good if Rock loses here. And I know that if he'd be putting CM Punk over, but I just don't think it'd do any good going into WrestleMania Elimination Chamber as well. So I really do feel like The Rock needs to win. If you look at CM Punk, big fan of CM Punk, by the way. You look when he became champion and how he's, you know, the progress to that to here now. You think about that time, you know, that time capsule and the timeline from then to here now. He captured the gold at Survivor Series 2011. You know, he's been champion for over a year now. Which is really good, by the way. It's great, it really is. But has he been the champion who you wanted him to be? You know, they did kind of set him out to be this anti-hero, you know, against the boss and against all the rules, speaks his mind. And I don't really think he's done all that to me, to be honest. I don't think he's done that to us, really. He hasn't gave me it anyway. I mean, when he was feuding with Ryback, he was being this coward of a heel, and you know, we keep seeing that with all the heels as of late. I don't agree with it, but it just annoyed me, and I just couldn't get in the character, couldn't get involved with the character. But I mean, with this feud now with CM Punk and Rock, you know, on past week's Raw, you know, CM Punk actually got involved in, you know, fighting the Rock, you know, so it's maybe showing some character development there, which is really good. I'm really am happy that CM Punk and The Rock are feuding. You know, you got this star right now who is he is today's future right now, and you have The Rock, you know, past superstar, one of the faces of the Attitude Era. You know, just everyone knows The Rock, you know, and you put them together and they clash. I think it's really interesting. I'm really looking forward to the Royal Rumble, but I do believe that The Rock should win. You know, I do feel like this needs to happen. You think about how many viewers are actually how many views this is gonna get. You know, how many people are actually gonna, all the old school fans, in fact, you know, taking time to watch this. You know, people who don't watch the product anymore. You know, those old school fans. It's going to really appeal to them. They will tune in because The Rock is going to be main eventing, and will be, you know, if he wins that gold, they'll be watching it at WrestleMania Elimination Chamber. I mean, that is for sure because of The Rock. You know, the ratings will go up. Definitely, they definitely will because of Rock. I know it's for short time. You know, it's only part time really, but I'm thinking more of a long term now, and if he goes up against someone at WrestleMania, he can put those over. You know, like a change of the torch. You know, that's what they kind of showed us on Raw with Ric Flair and The Miz, by the way. But they could probably do that at WrestleMania with Rock and an opponent. Now, I know one opponent in particular, which I think everyone knows this is going to happen. I don't want it to happen, and that is Cena. I don't want it to be Cena. I really do not. I'm thinking of someone a bit, you know, someone different, maybe a Ryback or someone like that. You know, a bit of a newer talent, because you know if they was to get a win on The Rock, they would be the future, definitely. You know, they'd be the new champion, and you just think you could easily get behind them because they beat The Rock. I just feel like they could do something long term with The Rock's arrival. So you had The Rock win at Royal Rumble, you have him again defending that championship at the Elimination Chamber, then he retains, and then he goes on to WrestleMania and then loses it and drops it to someone else. But I'm hoping it is not John Cena, because if it is, then what is the point? What is the point? There's no point to it, really. There really isn't. You know, once in a lifetime, you can forget that. You really can, because that catchphrase doesn't matter anymore. Twice in a lifetime. But I just feel like The Rock needs to win at Royal Rumble. Because certain times in wrestling, certain times in wrestling, you want to feel special and make yourself proud of being a wrestling fan. And, you know, they happen once in a blue moon. And I feel like The Rock can do that for me. The Rock could win at Royal Rumble, and I will feel like, you know, that typical wrestling fan again, as I was when I was younger. You know, just mark out, be really happy for it. I just feel like The Rock can do that for me at Royal Rumble, and I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, if you're thinking about what will CM Punk do after Royal Rumble, I mean, there are rumours going around that he'll be facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Yes, he will probably lose at WrestleMania, but if you're against The Undertaker at WrestleMania, that is an achievement. You know, you're getting put over it either way if you lose, in my opinion. You know, you're in that main spotlight. Who is against Undertaker's streak? You know, that is... I just feel like if CM Punk, you know, was to be against Undertaker, great, it'd be a great match. And I think it could do a lot for CM Punk as well. You know, but I just don't want it to be Cena versus Rock at WrestleMania. But The Rock needs to win at Royal Rumble, in my opinion. So my next point is, the WWE need to follow through after WrestleMania season. So once WrestleMania is over, they need to follow through that. You know, make every show relevant and interesting. We know from past years they don't really do this, because once WrestleMania season goes, you know, just the rest of the mood goes away, and the product just sucks once again. You know, you have a really strong WrestleMania season here, you know, from January to April. And then after that, the whole of the calendar just pretty much is pointless and just sucks at the moment. You know, that is what we've been getting. I know last year, you look after WrestleMania, they brought Brock Lesnar in. You know, after when Brock Lesnar came in, and then he went, it didn't follow through. It just dropped. It completely dropped, and it lost my interest. So for this year, I really want WWE to follow through after WrestleMania. You know, make everything relevant and seem interesting. Because I don't really want to see another year of that. Probably going to get another year of that, but I really do not want to see it. Really do not. I want them to follow through after WrestleMania. So, yeah. Let's see what's on SmackDown, shall we? Great. Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. Once again! That's right, repeat matches. They do my head in. They do my head in as of late, and we keep seeing repeat matches. Again, and again, and again. And not to mention, it's the same result all the time. You know, this is coming back to the creative staff and the team. What's creative about this? Pointless. It's wasting my time. I have valuable time, you know, to do things. And when they give me repeat matches with the same consequences and the same outcome, I don't care. I've seen it once. I don't want to see it again. It's just really annoys me. It's a subject which just really frustrates me. It kind of links in with The Rock versus John Cena Part 2 at WrestleMania, which everyone's been saying about, and they think which is going to happen. I don't want to see it. I really do not want to see it again. You know, they've already labelled it once in a lifetime. Why would I want to see it once again? Once in a lifetime. You know, you've made the label now. Don't do it. I know they haven't done it yet, so I'm not going to go too much into it and too much in detail to it. But when they say, once that happens, or if it does happen, oh, I will not be happy. But going back to the repeat matches, currently, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. What was it? I think it was once on main event we saw Antonio Cesaro versus the Great Khali. And we actually see the Antonio Cesaro neutralising the Great Khali, which is incredible strength. And then we see it once again on SmackDown. You know, it just shows you. It doesn't feel as special once you see it again. It just doesn't. You know, again, the same match, the same result, and the same finish. We've seen it. I don't want to see it once again. We've seen Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler numerous of times with the same damn results. Also, one I'd like to mention, Dolph Ziggler versus John Cena. We've seen that many times. I'll be talking about that in this video later on. You know, times on Raw and that. I just don't want to watch it again. We've seen it TLC. And it just annoys me. I need to see interesting feuds. Feuds which I can actually believe in and get behind and watch them and feel involved with it. Because I can't get involved with a feud and a match when I've seen it before and I've seen it many times before and I just don't give a shit about. I just don't. When I'm talking about the creative team, they actually need to put a storyline between the matches. Sometimes we get these matches, they're just filler. They don't mean anything. SmackDown, we had the Great Khali versus the Tensai. Who wants to watch that? It wasn't a repeat match, which was really good, but who wants to watch that? Creative team. You know, make it a bit more creative. When I'm talking about these repeat matches, once you do something, and then you do it again, it just doesn't feel as special. And it takes that moment away. It really does. And these repeat matches, they need to go. They really do. And the repeat matches which really make me frustrated are the repeat matches which happen at a SmackDown or something, but then they'll have another rematch at Raw. You know, it annoys me. You look at a past rematch they had on Raw this week. They had Wade Barrett versus Randy Orton. Now, I get this. I know some people are a bit annoyed about this. I know it's a repeat match. but it was a repeat match from last year. You know, they haven't had a match since like last year, and I wasn't too fussed about that. You know, you had Barrett going over clean, by the way, which I could not believe, which was hats off to that. But repeat matches which happen in a short space of time, you have like three matches in like 1 week. I can't be doing with it. I really can't. It's just the same TV. Creative team, be a bit more creative, please. You can't see me. Yep, John Cena is the next point I want to talk about. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, let's talk about John Cena for a bit, shall we? John Cena, I said this in a recent video of mine, John Cena used to be your future, WWE, in 2004, but right now in 2013, he is no longer your future. Your future is the newer talent. You need to push them. You really do. And as of late, you've been pushing Cena still. You know, shoving him down our throats every time. He's been in the same spot for God knows how long. And when he loses, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. There's no consequences. He just in the same spotlight once again. He's in that main event spotlight. And I just had enough of it. You know, when I'm talking about repeat matches, I see John Cena repeatedly in that main event scene, and I just don't like it. When I talk about the creative team, not doing anything creative here, are they? You know, having John Cena up there, you know, let the other guys, you know, job and that. That brings me to Dolph Ziggler, does it? That's right, it does. Dolph Ziggler. Right, so for the past few weeks, Dolph Ziggler and John Cena have been having a feud. A feud which I don't really care about, but the only thing I cared about was Ziggler going over John Cena. At TLC he did that, not clean, which I wasn't happy about. But after that, he's been jobbing to John Cena. Pathetic. There's nothing creative of that. And it's been repeated matches. So you got 2 points in this point as well. It's just... oh, it annoys me a lot. Because this is where I just think the WWE is just stupid. And they don't actually believe in their roster and their new talent. They just... they have to rely on Cena all the time. You know, because it's a kid-friendly product, they have to make John Cena that focal point. And it does my head in. I'm not sure if this is probably because I'm older, but if they was to do this, I don't know, with someone else, it'd probably annoy me. But you look at CM Punk, he's been he's the WWE champion. And you look back in 2012, and you look at all the times when he's main evented those pay-per-views. Not many, compared to John Cena. And what you're doing here, WWE, you're making John Cena more precious than the WWE title. And that's obviously false. That is false. That's not true. Really isn't. God, I hope Cena doesn't capture gold in 2013. Hopefully he doesn't become world champion or WWE champion. It just annoys me. It really, really frustrates me because we keep seeing John Cena in that area, in the main event scene, and there's no consequences. And the fact that John Cena works his arse off all the time, congratulations to him. Really, I'm not taking that away from him, but I just feel like he needs a break. He needs a break, and then come back with like some character change or something, because his character's just dried out now. It's old, and I don't care about him. I just don't care about him. But he's in the main event scene, and he's always in the main event scene, and he's being pushed down our throats, and he's not letting these newer guys go over him unclean, by the way. You know, Dolph Ziggler, he's your future. And then John Cena's stopping him. But, it annoys me. But that is my point. You know, my 6th point there. Stop relying on John Cena this year. So my next point is actually pushing these newer guys and making them go over, making them successful this year. I give credit to WWE in 2012. They actually brought in these new guys, like Antonio Cesaro, and they've been building them up. They really have. They've been building them up. They've pushed Ziggler. You know, they made him win that Money in the Bank briefcase. They got Barrett to win the Intercontinental Championship, and they got Cesaro to win the United States Championship. But I feel like 2013 should be a breakthrough moment for these newer talents. We've also got the Shield as well. I think they can make a big impact in this 2013. You know, Ryback as well. He got off with a smashing start in 2012, and he's going to be, you know, he'll follow through that in 2013. Who knows? He might be capturing gold at WrestleMania. I think that'd be a good approach, by the way. But I feel like this year they need to push these new talents, you know, to higher grounds, make them feel more relevant than which they are right now. You know, something which I feel they should do in this year is make Cesaro world champion. I'm not sure if anyone thinks that, but I really think that Cesaro could become world champion this year. It looks like they've gone away now from this I can speak in 5 different languages, because that was crap, and they've gone with this anti-American, which will get a lot of heel heat as well, especially when he's a champion. So I just feel like this year should be the moment for these newer talents to get over, for the future, you know, make a better future for the product, you know. I really am a strong believer with these new talents, and that they should be going over, you know, and making themselves relevant, and making them impact, you know, putting an impact to them in the shows what WWE give us. But I mean, that is my points, guys. They are my 7 points and my 7 factors I think that WWE needs to do this year. So that is Raw going back to 2 hours. Get rid of this stupid Hollywood team, creative team, scriptwriters. Make Rock win at the Royal Rumble. Stop these pointless rematches. Stop relying on Cena and push these new talents and make them go over. That is my points, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to comment down below and share your thoughts. You know, give me some points, and you know, I'll listen. I'll listen to them, and I'll definitely keep them in mind. But that is it, guys, and until next time, see ya.